Welcome, and thank you for joining us for this policy summit. I'm Louise Dube. I'm the Executive Director of iCivics. Civics Now, a project of iCivics, is a coalition of more than 170 partners representing very diverse viewpoints, all working together to make civic education and engagement a national priority so that we can prepare our youth to become informed, active participants in civic life and ensure the health of our constitutional democracy. We believe civic education is the bedrock of civic strength and prosperity. And we need education policies at all levels to ensure that K-12 schools can dedicate time, talent, and resources to provide this important foundation. This summit is a culmination of planning over the course of many years, and of course, the political climate related to civics has changed greatly, particularly recently. But it's great that since our planning started, we've made great strides. Republican and Democratic lawmakers introduced the Civics Secures Democracy Act in both the U.S. Senate and House of Representatives. This bipartisan bill would infuse states and school districts with $1 billion annually to improve civic education. Such an important step. On the state level, more than 80 bills related to civic education have been introduced in state legislature over the past 2 years. But we know that today's political climate around civics is contentious. The good news is that both Republicans and Democrats agree that civic education is the #1 answer for the problems facing our country. This is according to a survey of more than 1,000 potential voters conducted by pollster Frank Luntz last summer. Over the next 2 days, we'll hear from an array of voices and decision makers discussing how we can enact high-quality civics policy at all levels, even amid political tension and polarization. They'll look at this challenge from a number of angles. Lead supporters of the Civics Secures Democracy Act will discuss with NPR's Michelle Martin why federal legislation is so important right now. Former U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert Gates will discuss civics as a matter of national security. Smithsonian Institution Secretary Lonnie Bunch, filmmaker Ken Burns, and philanthropist David Rubenstein will discuss the importance of civics in history, as well as the dangers of limiting how history is taught. We'll hear from state legislators, governors, education officials about how they've navigated this policy environment. We will hear from foundations about the role of philanthropy in supporting civic education. And we will invite you into conversation during working group sessions. I want to say how deeply grateful we are to the Carnegie Corporation of New York, whose support made this summit possible. Also want to thank the members of the steering committee who've contributed valuable time and important suggestions to the program. Let me list them. The Council of State Governments, the United States Association of Former Members of Congress, Girl Scouts of the USA, Grant Makers for Education, Philanthropy for Active Civic Engagement, National Conference of State Legislatures, the National Foundation of Women Legislators, the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute, and finally, the Rockefeller Brothers Fund. Also want to call out a few individuals who have donated exceptional time and clarity of vision. Let me list them. Kristen Campbell, Michelle Ekstrom, Michelle Faggart, Cassidy Francis, Andrew Garrity, Rachel McKay, Jerry McKay, Valerie Norval, and Janet Tran. I also want to call out the exceptionally talented iCivics staff and consultants. Thank you so much for everything you've done. And of course, we want to thank you, not only for joining us, but for your commitment to civic education. We really need it now. Today, it's my great pleasure to announce the release of Civics Now's latest state policy menu. It offers clear policy recommendations that states can implement to strengthen civic education. We invite you to review the menu and look forward to continuing to work with you in the months and years ahead to ensure that every young person acquires the civic knowledge, skills, and behaviors necessary for knowledgeable and engaged civic participation. Thank you, and let's have a great conference.